Humanize AI is a unique, fair opportunity to raise various perspectives about artificial intelligence and the mysterious, unknown future in times of exponential technology. And today I have the pleasure to have my guest, Audrey Smith, the Chief Operating Officer at ML Twist, which is a platform that generates automated AI data pipelines at the click of a button. She has led AI data operation for the past 8 years at companies like Google, Amazon, and Labelbox. Audrey has deployed hundreds of solutions across text, image, audio, and video, and we'll talk much more about that during this episode. So welcome, Audrey, to the show Humanize AI.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. It's awesome to be here.
Thank you very much. So, as everyone know, this show is about different sections, and every section is a kind of different stage where we'll move from one stage to another and address different topics. And the first topic is about your authentic journey. So, Audrey, you have an authentic journey as you started your career in law firm in Paris, moved to UK for a couple years, and then joined the California Dream land with various experiences on data labeling from Apple, Google, to find yourself machine learning data program manager at Amazon for years. And today you are the chief operating officer of ML Twist in San Francisco. So firstly, congratulations, amazing journey. And with the audience, we would like to know a little bit about if you have like to pick up 3 magic moments in such journey, what will be those kind of momentum?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as you mentioned, I started my journey as an in-house lawyer in France, but that was not my calling, and I did that only like for a few years. I really wanted to get into the tech industry, but I couldn't find a way in when I was in France. And one of the reasons is that like when you study in France in certain field, it's like there is this idea in your mind that's stuck that you have to stay in that field and make your career out of it. And so I had first to find a way to free up from that idea, and that didn't happen in France. And I went to the UK for 6 years, and there it didn't happen either. And it's not because culturally it was not possible, but it was more because myself, I didn't free up myself from, I didn't allow myself to do something different. And but the thing that happened in the UK is that I became fluent in English. I gained international, and I also met people from all around the world, from different backgrounds, who actually were able to switch from like a field to another one. And I was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. So when I moved to the US 8 years ago, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna do it. And I started with like a very low income job in the data ops world. I was literally annotating stuff, and I started as a contractor at Apple. And then from there, I went to Google, worked on very exciting projects from GDPR compliance to improve user experience for Google Shopping to content moderation for YouTube. So I really touched on a lot of different projects in data operation, and I got super excited about it. Like, how can I make an impact? How without any technical background and any like experience in that field, I was able to get into like that and then have an impact on those projects. So I decided that I was gonna keep going, and then I got hired by 4 years. And I learned everything about data operation thanks to my manager, who was a PhD in computer vision, and I learned like so much from him. Um, and really like that's one of like that's the second key moment. It's like, okay, you can do it, you just need to allow yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And the third moment I would say that was really important to me is when, after 4 years at Amazon, I joined Labelbox. And it was a Series A startup, so very small one. I think I was number 25, the first person in data operation. And as you know, like in a startup, like you have opportunities everywhere because there's not enough people to do all of it. So you can go and then work on product features. You can go and work like have like a more salesy role where you're going to convert prospect to customers. I was involved in like generating revenue for the company, and that was just like amazing to see how much I could do. And I got super excited, and I was like, okay, this is my uh, this is something I can also do. I again allow myself to think, okay, you can do even like that. You can even be part of a founding team and then build a business from scratch. And that was like just like very exciting to me that I was allowing myself to do all of that. And so I joined Twist a year ago. And since then, I've been working with my co-founder on like this business that is really like focused on data pipeline automation.
Amazing. And it's very inspiring what you are saying about the fact that you did you have a background from law, right? But you was thinking from the early time that I need to switch, I need to do something else, and you have all this path until you achieve it, right? So it means it make like you said it's about allowing yourself to do it, but also it's about perseverance. You have to think about act as until you achieve it, right? And I think you are the example that it's possible, and it will be inspiring, this part also for everyone. The second part is you came from law, you are working in technology today for years now, actually for decades, and it's very important that to show that it's a pluridisciplinary space, right, where
Right.
everyone can find a place, and we will talk about that. But again, 2 points here that I want to highlight to inspire much more girls, women, young generation to rely to allow themselves, as you said very well, and to jump on those opportunities. Audrey, section 2, which is the stage 2, it's about the magic of technology, and we are working on this space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you master the art of data labeling, right? With all this experience in GAFA company. Firstly, if you can a little bit explain to us your current role in this startup ML Twist, and also what is the data operation? How you define all of these aspects? And if you can say a little bit about the startup as well, because if I'm not wrong, it was selected this year by Stanford Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, which is an amazing achievement for you, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. We are very proud of that partnership. Sure. So ML Twist has been created with the idea that there is a problem occurring for any company working in the AI space. Data needs to flow from like a tool to another tool. Data needs to be transformed. Data needs to be annotated. It needs to go into an MLOps platform to train a model. It's just like there is all this journey for the data, and it needs also to be sourced. If I go back to the very start of it, and that's very time consuming and hard to build for data scientists and machine engineers, the pipes that will be the glue between all the different parts of the flow, of the data flow. And I'm sure you're aware of that, but there are like hundreds of tools out there that are like saying that they can do a portion of the ML journey for the data. And they are all amazing at what they do, but they are not good for everything. So you have to have this sort of like puzzle that you're going to put in place in like for any AI company, and you're going to take a tool there and a tool there and a tool there, and then you're going to create your right data pipeline that's going to create a high performing model. And some companies find it so difficult that they are even building in-house tools. That's where it becomes crazy. You have like all these like, options out there, and then still you have a lot of companies that are building in-house tooling and pipeline because it's too complicated. So really ML Twist came from that idea that we need something simple with no integration, with no code needed, where you can just plug into a platform, and that's going to generate the pipes between the different tools you need. So that, like, all the time that your data science teams and machine learning engineers were spending on that, they can finally spend it on what they want to do, which is training a model. So that's what we do at ML Twist. I've been there for like 1.5 years now, and we are making like amazing progress thanks to generative AI. We are able also now to create pipes on the fly. In terms of your questions about data operation and what it means and why it's important, data operation is, to me, at the core of what it means to get a successful AI project. Why? Because data is like the core of it. If you have bad data, you're not going to have a good performing model. So the idea that, okay, the model performance is based on like the type of model you're using is now kind of like over, because you have out of the shelves very good models that you can use. What's going to make a difference is the data that you're going to use.
True.
And that's what data operation is about. This is about sourcing the data, annotating the data, and then make sure that the quality and the accuracy of the annotations that are attached to that data is going to be accurate, so that the model is going to be able to perform very well. And we are kind of here to like orchestrate all of that and make sure that everything is going to be done correctly. It's a very cross-functional position where you're going to be working not only with engineers, so you need to have the technical knowledge, but you need also to have a business knowledge, because you're going to be looking at the product perspective. You're going to talk to product managers, you're going to talk to marketing, you're going to talk also to finance to set up a budget for all of that. So it's a very cross-functional position. And that's where I think it's a strength to come from a background that is not technical. That's why I found my place in data operation, because if you come from a non-technical background, you're going to have like these ideas that are very different from like other technical people that are involved in the process, and you're going to be able to even have an impact on the type of data and make it less biased. You're going to have different ways to look at the strategy or the processes that you're going to put in place, and that's going to make the whole process way more like richer and complex, but in a very good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because actually everyone is talking about AI, right? And generative AI is pushing the market to accelerate much more on that. And when you talk about AI, it's about data.